Yes, I can finally reveal to you what we are going to do with all our abstract pieces that we have done for the past few weeks. We are actually going to make a book that explodes when you open it up like this. And as you can see inside, I've already filled it up with a lot of abstract pieces that I've done. So to make your explosion book, you need a few things. You'll need 3 pieces of black paper, A4 size. You need scissors and glue, and that's it. After that, you'll be using your hands to do some paper folding. We need to make this black paper into a square. Right now, as you know, this is a rectangle. So how do we cut it into a square without measuring with a ruler? All you need to do is fold it, bring this point all the way here while making sure this point is sharp. And press down on the crease line. Make sure you use your nails or something to go over the folding line so that it's crisp, just like that. You are going to get rid of this side of the paper because we don't need it, so just cut it out or tear it with your ruler. And when you have cut out this extra rectangle piece, when you open this triangle shape, and you get a square. That's how easy it is to make a square piece of paper. So do the same for the other 2 pieces of paper so that you can make 3 square black papers. So put all the extra black papers aside because you won't be needing them. Now you have 3 pieces of black papers. Now I'm going to introduce some folding terminology. Now when you open your fold and when you put your fold pointing upwards, this is called a mountain fold. However, if you turn it around and the fold actually goes downwards, this is called a valley fold. You want to make sure that your fold is on the mountain fold. Put it like this. And what you're going to do next is just to fold this half over like this to make it into a half. And then open it again and turn it and fold it again. Make sure you're pressing really hard on the crease line. Then open it. Next, you are going to push these 2 sides together and you will get this. There you go. You just created a squash and stretch fold, just like that. Now do the same for the other 2 papers. Again, make sure you are on the mountain fold and just fold upwards. Press down hard, open it, turn it around and fold it up again. And then just open it and squeeze these 2 together and close it like that, just like that. Now we have 3 completed folds and I want you to put it on your table like this. Now imagine this is a bird, right? This is the beak and these are the wings. It goes like this. These are the legs and I want you to place it in a way that the bird is facing you. Facing you, alright? 3 little birds facing you. Now I want you to turn the middle bird around because it saw something that it didn't want to see. Oops! I wonder what it saw. Now this bird is facing that way and these 2 other birds is facing me. Then let's imagine them holding hands. So you see these 2 wings? We are going to stick them together like that. Because they are 2 squares, so they should go properly together. Like that. You just need to slide them in. So all you need to do is just to separate them for a while and put glue on this side, on the inner side. You might need to spread out the bird a little bit. You don't have to put glue on the whole piece. No. You just need to put glue on the sides, on the 4 sides. And then kind of close it back again and make them hold hands. Sorry, hold wings. Hold wings. And then once you put them together, just give it a rub around the glue area. Let's close it so that we can push down nicely. Give it a firm push to make sure both of the pieces stick well together. And then now, the same thing for this piece. Now make sure this piece is still looking at you, this bird is still looking at you, and make them hold hands, just like that. Alright, so just put glue on this piece. Again, only around the edges. You don't have to put too much glue. I prefer using a dry glue stick for sticking paper because it doesn't crumple up the paper from the wet glue. If you use wet glue, it kind of creates that kind of crumpled paper look that isn't very nice. I'll just close everything and push down firmly. And when you hold the two wings and open it, you should have an explosion. There. You might need a little help to close it back. There. That's how easy it is to make this book. Next, we're going to work on the two hard covers on the side to support your paper when you open it. To make our book cover, all you need are these things. First, you need something hard, like some kind of a packaging box. Or you could also use the back of your art block. This is hard enough. Then you're going to get some square pieces of paper. You can use wrapping paper cut into squares. Make sure it's big enough for our board later on. I have here some Japanese origami paper. You can use those. If you really don't have any wrapping papers, you can use color papers or even white paper would be fine. Then you need glue, scissors, ruler, and a pencil. First step is to measure our book cover. The size for our book cover is 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches. To convert that to cm, it's around 11.5 cm. I'm going to choose to use this one. So I'm going to put this aside. I'll tear this out first. We need a hard cover. This is so that later on it will be a good strong support when you open your explosion book. So now I'm going to start measuring. I'm going to measure the side, which is 11.5. I will put my ruler like this and then just put the board on top, making sure that this is at 0. And then just go look for 4.5, which is around here. And then I'm going to make another one because we need two pieces of this book cover, one for the front and one for the back. Then I'm going to do the same thing again but on top. This is so that later when I have the two measurements, I'll just draw and join it together. This is to make sure that my lines are straight. The same measurement, which is 11.5 cm. One point here. One point here. Now I have two dots and I can join them easily to form a very straight line. Next, I'm gonna measure the same measurement again on this side because we are making a square. So I'm gonna move my ruler up until here. Draw a line and again measure on top here. Then just join these two dots together. And there you have it. Two squares just big enough to be the book cover for our explosion book. If you put it inside, it should be just big enough. Then let's just cut it out. There, the hard piece for my book cover is done. So now let's wrap these babies up. So just now, the square pieces of paper that I showed you, I'm just gonna put this on inside. Then I'm gonna apply glue on this side and this side first. Just one line of glue like that, and then another line here. Then using a finger, I'm gonna try and fold it in and press firmly so that the glue sticks well. Same goes for the bottom part. Just push it on top, press down firmly like that. Next thing is the same thing. Just put the glue on top here and put the glue bottom and just press down. You see there's this extra piece, right? What I like to do is I kind of go at the slant and I cut off just like that, tiny bit. Same thing here. Just go at the slant and cut it off like that. Again, I'm going to show you again. I just lift it up like that, just like that, and then this one at a slant like this and cut it off. If there's any loose papers coming out, just put more glue so that it's secure nicely and doesn't come out. That one cover is done. Let's do the next cover. And your beautiful book cover is done. One is going to be the front page and the other one is going to be the back page. And it's that simple. Then just leave this under something heavy like a book or a dictionary and just let it dry for a bit so that the glue sticks well. Now we are going to cut this up into smaller pieces so that we can fit inside the book. Now each of this square is a measurement of around 10 cm by 10 cm. I want you to measure that out and draw it on a piece of board. 10 cm by 10 cm. And then cut it out. What we're going to do is we're going to use this as a template. After we cut it out, we're going to put it on our abstract art and divide it into different squares. When you're done cutting the template, let's just put it aside first. We'll use it later on. Once your book cover has dried enough, we are going to stick them over here. You want to find yourself a strong glue. And then what you're going to do is you're going to apply the glue around the edges on this paper. Just around the edges because you don't really need to fill up the whole piece of paper with glue. And then you're gonna just lay this on the table and then flip it around and try to stick it in the middle. You'll be able to still adjust the position while it's still wet. Give it a strong push and then apply glue on this side as well. And do the same thing for this book cover. Try the lid in the middle. Check that it's positioned nicely before it dries, because when it dries you can't really adjust the position anymore. Okay, then just leave this under something heavy like a book or a dictionary and just let it dry for a bit so that the glue sticks well. And then next we're going to proceed to fill up the pages with our abstract art. So once your book has dried up, check that you can open the pages properly. So let's take out this piece of card, the 10 cm by 10 cm square. We are going to start cutting up our artwork and pasting it inside our book. So with this card, you're going to need a pen and a scissors and glue. With the pen, you're going to trace the shape of which parts you want to cut out and paste inside. You need a total of 11 squares. Let me show you where the squares are going to be. You need 11 squares because we have 4 squares that are complete, and then one more square in front for the cover, so that's 5 squares in total. And then we have these triangles as well. This is actually a square, so there's total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 squares plus the 5 complete squares, so there's total 11 squares that you need. For the squares that are for this part, all you need to do is just cut it in half later and paste it on top. Because you have made around 2 to 3 pieces of abstract art, so I think it should be enough to fill up your book. If it's not enough, you can always make more later on. So with this card, just go around wherever you feel like the composition is very interesting. Then you just, using a pen, just trace out the shape and then cut it out. Depending on your paper size, you might be able to get around 5 to 6 squares per piece. That is if you fully utilize your paper. So I'm just gonna go around and trace the shape of my square. Then let's see what other parts is interesting. You see what happened here, because I didn't fully utilize the shape and this part is not big enough to cover the square. So that's a mistake on my part. So it's okay, I'll just go over here. You want to try and fully utilize the paper. Let's see how many squares you can squeeze out from your abstract art. You also want to make sure that when you're drawing the template, you don't go across another square shape. Make sure it doesn't overlap. So I managed to get only 5 squares inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then just cut it out following the line. So make sure you have cut a total of 11 pieces of square. Cut all your abstract art up. And then we're going to start sticking them inside. Now for these whole pieces of square, you don't have to do any cutting. You can just paste it inside directly. Now for this side, because it is folded in the middle, so you will need to cut the square into half. You might want to use a ruler for this. So all you need to do is decide how you want to half it, like this or like this. I think composition wise, it will look quite interesting like this. Then I'm just gonna draw a line in the middle, making 2 triangles. And then just with the scissors, just cut it out. And with that, you have 2 triangles that you can stick on this area. And of course, you can always change up the position of your paper cutouts. You don't actually have to stick them both together. Play around with the position. You can also combine with another piece of abstract art and see how the different colors and patterns work together. And also don't forget to put one piece of square as the front page as well. You want to choose a piece that you think is the best and then just put it in front. Once you complete sticking everything down, you should have something that looks like this. So this has been a very long project. In this project, we learned about the elements of art like lines, forms, shapes, colors, and textures. These elements of art will be very useful in your future artwork creation because you can always mix them up to create something interesting. I hope you had fun learning how to make this explosion book. Now remember to keep your book properly because when the school starts again, I want to collect all your books and exhibit them for our art exhibition. And as always, please take a picture of your progress and upload it into Google Drive. Bye!